fancy intro music. Yeah! Woohoo!
Welcome, Star Trek Fleet Commanders. Today, taking a look at the patch notes. Section 31, Part 1. Yep, that's right. The Section 31 movie that just came out here recently for Star Trek fans now has a arc here in STFC. But don't worry, doesn't mean that Wrath of Khan arc I've been wanting so bad has gotten forgotten. That's not what I'm saying. Just not quite yet. But let's talk about what is in here today. Some of the little details that maybe we haven't covered already. And yeah, other than that, we're going to go through the patch notes for your favorite STFC slot video. Go ahead and like the video. Hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already. Let's start with the very top. I'm actually really excited about this news. Independent Archives Edition. The Amalgam is getting added into the Independent Archives. This is going to make it easier to actually get your Amalgam updated and maxed for those first-time users and giving a bonus to its plundered cargo ability. So, improving the Amalgam and also ending a loop, adding that into the IA, bringing the count up to 6 ships. But don't worry, more of those coming in the future. Like I said, let's take a look at some of the bonuses you're going to be getting from the mastery. So increasing the cost efficiency of the Amalgam parts and ship components, increasing the amount of plundered cargo dropped by hostiles when using it, increasing the effectiveness of the Amalgam's combat scavenger ship ability. So there's those base raiders getting a little bit of a boost. And finally, increasing base mitigation stats for all ships against non-armada hostiles. That's benefiting everything from Q's trials to regular hostiles that are out in the world now, including those dandy new solo armada hostiles. But next up on the list is new missions. You have 10 core missions and 5 specifically for the solo waves. Don't want to cover that too much, but we will look a little bit in. They do really want to focus on thematics and theme and lore and all that other stuff this time around. So I guess we should do them the honor of at least reading it. After a series of suspicious malfunctions on the Baram, Philippa Jojo invites the commander, that's you, to help her protect the nightclub and investigate the actual reasons behind the system's failures. As they work together and slowly gather the team, the clues lead the commander and Jojo to the whip, not the Ferengi one. Those curious. A rival club suffering from lacking clients. However, there's a third party involved in the club's troubles, playing its own game of black market chess. Well, that doesn't sound like... Yeah, cool. All right, not trying to be negative and Nancy, but that's the most boring plot line I've ever read. But you know what? We get what we get. New feature, Apex Shred. Now, there is another article about this. We can go ahead and snap the magic fingers about how Apex Shred works. I'm going to give you the simple of it. It's an efficiency. And if you don't remember how those work in STFC, I've got a graphic for you, ladies and gentlemen. This. So basically, the more you add, the better you'll do against Apex, but you can never reach 0. You know, the more percentages you add, the less it matters for both Apex and the researches. So there's you go. There's a little bit of math there. Now, keep in mind that this works basically how every efficiency works in the game. So aiding Apex Shred just basically makes Apex completely worthless. So unless they limit it to, say, 200 Apex, which we know that's not going to happen, 200 Apex Shred, this is effectively going to be neutralizing Apex in general. Now, we can hope that it only is for these PvE instances, but we'll see. I've already made it very clear that this is a horrible move by the overlords over at Scopely, but we'll see how it plays out. I could be wrong. That has certainly happened before in the past, but Apex Shred working exactly as we thought it was, and as it says here, you get 900 to weaken the barrier down to 1/10 of its usual protection. Yay. Back to the notes. So Apex Shred works the exact same way as we would anticipate. And there is the infographic. We offer you a countermeasure against these powerful defenses. And again, this is going to be a big deal specifically for the new hostiles in these solo waves. And the new officers work around this ability. So just FYI. So there you go. More about that in the patch notes. We already talked about solo waves and what they are, and it is a solo channel. Again, starting at Ops 45 and above. We've covered that a bit in the video that I already put out, so I don't want to sit here too long on it. But the short answer is it is a level 45 plus mechanic, so anybody who is in mid G4 and above can participate in solo armadas. No, that does not mean you can if you're in the 30s or low 40s. It is not obtainable. You will have to level up to get there. Just letting y'all know. Here is one of those Orion interceptors for some of those Bad guys, you'll see the hostiles appear at a variety of levels: 45, 48, 50, 51, 55, 60, 61, and 65. So for those of you who are in the G4 area, PMC looks like it's still going to be a viable potential use, but for the G5 and G6, that's certainly not. Going to be relying more on crews like the Janeway crew, the Strange New World crews, and maybe even some speed crews to get on through those. Progressions and rewards. As you dive into these new systems, you'll earn powerful currencies. Yep, there are new ones. But the good news is, as we showed you in the video before, that you'll be getting all the currencies if you're doing the solo armadas. So it is a culmination mechanic, not something that is expecting you to run all three types, but that you could actually run and get rewards for all. So that is a nice little tidbit. So lots of things getting added into the Section 31 faction store. You'll see the new access keys here to unlock new favors, chaos tech, artifacts, officers, currencies, and refits. A lot is getting in here free to play, which I actually hope y'all are very excited about. Look at these artifacts here. We've got the Friendship 1 probe, Amelia Earhart's plane, Anorex's datapad, Strand of Crimson Hair, Rare Lurpa, the DTI temporal device, DTI plaque, and Scotty's Trident scanner shards. And a lot of these were pay-only items, now being available with a free-to-play grind. You all see the chaos tech of swords, trilithium, and the execution post, as well as the chronophage and multiphasic chamber. Those were all available, or those were all chaos techs that had no sourcing. So this mechanic is adding in a lot of things that previously had no access and route, which I hope y'all will be excited about, if nothing else. Moving on to the favors, as you can see, lots here for you to take a look at. I think that many of you are going to be looking for the ship parts refinery section of that, but also taking a scroll down here, you'll find others that can be of value, including section 130, 31 credit efficiency. That's also quite nice. More Apex Shred versus non-Armada hostiles for all three types: explorers, interceptors, and battleships. So again, similar to what you've seen before. You see the shadow market converting your ship parts of other types into what you're looking for. So not only are you getting better payouts to your regular ship parts in the refinery with the overhaul, which I really like, now you have a converter just like the Matt's converter. Officers coming in. We have 3 epics with the Interceptor Retaliation rare and epics, the Explorer, and the Battleship. So those full PvP crews getting sourcing here right after they've rolled out, and then more currencies, as you can see here. And last but certainly not least, 4 refits, G6 field repair refits, as well as Borg Cube Transwarp Drive, which previously was only available through the Alliance Tournament Store, and of course, in-app purchases. Last but certainly not least, the wave completion bonus. Players are strongly encouraged to survive the harder waves to complete wave defense, significantly improve rewards. Now this leads to the next question: how does this affect the new Battle Pass? With the addition of solo waves, our team wants to hear from you about what updates you'd like to see in the Battle Pass itself. So if you want to help determine the rewards, saying your opinion matters. Go throw it in there. All right, here are the new officers. You got Section 31 George O's, your epic, Rachel Garrett, and Zeph. Loyal to duty is the officer ability. You'll notice that no captain's abilities on any of these. But officer ability, it's not Armada hostiles, increases your Apex Shred by a percentage. Below deck ability will do that against players. Darn, there went Rev's hope that this was going to stay out of the PvP realm. Well, I was able to do it for a few minutes at least until it was dashed. All right, officer ability for Rachel Garrett. Again, increasing loot for those non-Armada hostiles by a percentage. Then below decks against battleship hostiles, increase your Apex barrier by X. So now we move on to Zeph the Rare. Against hostiles, increases chance to apply a random state. And then below decks against interceptor hostiles, increasing Apex barrier. So just Giorgio affecting PvP for now. Then, of course, we reach to the new chaos techs that are being introduced. You have an epic called the Godsend, which is increasing your base damage, increasing your Apex Shred against hostiles, and decreasing kinetic damage of those hostiles at the end of each round. Or sorry, at the start of each round. Then you have an uncommon called the Control, increases protected cargo, increases your ship XP earned against hostiles, and then the rare, the Ulfian Mines. When hit by a critical hit, increasing ISO defense, which is more and more important in today's game. And raw Trillium A and D loot from mirror hostiles, I'll be honest, that's got to be worthless. And then the increased critical damage. You'll see we have some new primes here. Prime Apex Shred PvP. Well, darn it, here I was I thought Oh, I was lying to myself, but I thought we were going to make it through without ruining the PvP meta. But of course we did. Of course. All right. That's artifacts also got added in. I like new artifacts. Base research cost efficiency for G4 through G6. That's actually quite good. I'm a big fan of those. And then cost efficiency of the Omega Mirror Dust. Last but certainly not least, increasing base shield health for all ships. Section 31 beacon. There you go. There are all of the additions. And then last but certainly not least, you have these bug fixes. Let me know if y'all find any value in those at all. Alliance tournaments also getting some as well. We'll do that in our live streams covering those a little bit. There are all the notes for the day, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. Live long and plunder. Stay safe with those Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. Enjoy the patch notes, and I'll see you out in the battlefield.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.